Hello friends, welcome back. Most of us have heard about the new buzzword which is genAI. Microsoft tools such as Excel are most used tools for data analysis in any area or department. In this session, we will discuss about how to integrate AI and use Chatgpt model in older versions of Excel, such as Excel 2016 and onwards. MS Excel with AI GPT capabilities, together they become a powerful tool which can promote automation of tasks and improved productivity. This add-in enables inbuilt AI functions that can help with all the use cases which we will discuss in this session. Let us go through the use cases one by one. So our first use case is summary and insights generation. Here we want to summarize and extract insights from the data present in the given Excel range. Let us now move to our Excel sheet and try to summarize and generate insights for our data, which is inventory product data, which contains all the product related data. Before we start understanding the data, let us first understand how we can integrate ChatGPT in Excel. This can be done by clicking add-ins option. Here you can add simply GPT to get all the add-ins present in the Microsoft for integrating GPT with Excel. We have used ChatGPT for Excel as our add-in. Once you add any add-in, it should start reflecting in this section. In our case, since we have selected ChatGPT for Excel add-in, it is represented here. As it is shown in this message, to start ChatGPT integration in Excel or to use ChatGPT in our Excel workbook, we have to click here and this section will get opened up. In this section, inside the settings, you have options of AI models which you can connect or integrate. In our case, we have selected GPT-5 Nano model. Now, once the add-in is added and is reflected and also the model selection is done, we can start using the AI functions that are added in our formula list because of the ChatGPT for Excel add-in. Let us first see what all AI functions have been added in our lists. To check these functions, double click the cell, enter equal to, and then write AI. We can see here that a list of functions is being shown here. This list consists of new AI functions that have been added as part of the add-in. We will try to understand these functions more through use cases. We will now go back to our use case number 1, which is summary and insight generation, and try to generate summary or insights using the AI.ask function. Going to our summary insights generation sheet, we have written a prompt to generate summary and insights. To call AI function, double click the cell, enter equal to, then enter AI, enter dot, and then enter the function name, which is ask in our case. Then you write a prompt. So in our case, the prompt is please summarize the data present in the given Excel range, only share the final summary and business insights, and populate the cell with the final output. Once you have given the prompt and have given the product data range to the AI.ask function, press enter to generate the summary and insights from the data range. #getting_data is telling us that our request is getting processed. Now we can see that summary and the key insights have been generated by AI.ask function. It tells us the number of products, the category wise count of the products, the inventory value and cost. If there are any data quality issues, the summary highlights that as well, and also suggests the recommended actions. This is how one can generate the summary and insights of any given data in the Excel sheet using the AI.ask function. Now, moving to our second use case, which is data generation. Here, we will ask the AI GPT to create 10 customer feedbacks for an e-commerce company for our data analysis and hypothesis testing. We will generate this data by using the function AI.ask. Let us now go back to our Excel sheet. To generate customer feedbacks using AI.ask, double-click the cell, enter equal to, then enter the function name, which is AI.ask, and then give the prompt. The prompt given here is, please generate 10 customer feedbacks, mix of positive and negative comments for an e-commerce company in Hindi. Make sure that each comment is captured in a separate row of the given Excel. Once the prompt is written, we can press enter to initiate the execution of the prompt. On the successful execution of the mentioned prompt, it generates 10 dummy feedbacks and populates them in the formula cell. So our data, which is the customer feedback data, is generated in cell B2. Now, if we run again this prompt, we will get 10 more comments, which might be different since these are randomly generated data. Moving to our third use case, which is language translation. Here, we will use the customer feedbacks generated in the second use case to translate those feedbacks from Hindi to English language. So in column B, we have the Hindi comments or feedbacks which we have received as an output of use case 2, and we will translate these feedbacks from Hindi to English using the AI.translate function. To apply AI.translate function, select the cell where you want the output to be populated, double-click the cell, enter equal to, and then enter the function name, which is AI.translate. Coming to the arguments, the first argument is the text which has to be translated. In our case, that text is present in B2 cell. So this is our input text which needs to be translated, and then to which language it has to be translated, that is the target language, is mentioned as the second argument. In our case, it is English. Close the brackets and press enter. So this is the output for cell B2, or we can say this is the translated output in English for the comments given in Hindi. In this way, we can translate all the Hindi comments present in the column B into English language. So we will apply the same formula for all the Hindi comments and will translate the Hindi comments into the English language. So we have the translated versions of the Hindi comments in column C now. We can, on similar lines, use the translate function to translate into other languages as well. For understanding the usage, I have just used English. Moving to our fourth use case, which is categorization. Here, we will use the same English translated customer feedbacks from the use case 3 and would do a sentimental analysis for the customer feedbacks received. So we will use the same Excel sheet, but this time our input on which the sentimental analysis or categorization has to be done is present in column C, and column E is our output, which will tell us whether a given comment is positive, negative, or neutral. We can say that it will categorize each comment into either positive or negative, or mark it as neutral. This can easily be done using the AI.choice function. To apply AI.choice function, select the cell where you want the output to be populated, double click the cell, then enter equal to and enter the function name, which is AI.choice in our case. Then pass the arguments. The first argument is the value for which we want the categorization to be done. In our case, it is the user feedback or comments. Hence, we are passing C2, as C2 is capturing our first feedback or comment of the customer. Then the second parameter or the argument for this function is the choices. Since we want the comments to be categorized into positive, negative, and neutral categories, we will pass these choices as shown. Then close the bracket and press enter. So AI.choice is helping us to do a sentimental analysis of the comments or feedback received. For the first comment, the order process was easy, payment was done quickly, and delivery was on time. It has been categorized by AI.choice function into a positive comment. Similarly, we can use the same formula for all the mentioned comments, and we can see that we are getting the sentiments of each customer feedback or comment. Now, moving to our fifth use case, which is data extraction. Here, we will use the customer's feedback that have been given to us, and from the complete customer feedback, we need to extract the customer name, address, and product using the AI.extract function. Now, moving to our Excel sheet. In this worksheet, the column A contains the customer feedbacks, and column B, C, D represent the information that we need to extract from the given comments. While scanning through the data, we can see that each comment has a product mentioned and customer details such as customer name and customer address mentioned. We will use AI.extract function to extract product, customer name, and customer address from the given comments. To apply AI.extract function, select the cell where you want the output to be populated. We are first focusing on product. Select the cell, double click the cell, enter equal to, and then enter the function name, which is AI.extract. Then pass the arguments. Argument 1, as shown here, represents the input value from which the extraction of information has to be done. In our case, these are customer comments captured in column A. So our customer comments become our input values. Hence, for the first comment, since the customer comment is present in the cell A5, we have mentioned A5. Then in the second argument, we want to mention what extraction has to be done. So in our case, we want to extract product. On similar lines, we can say that we want to extract the customer name from the cell A5. Then we will use the same function but a different prompt, which is please extract the state and city from the comments we have. So this way we will write 3 different prompts just mentioning what has to be extracted from the comments mentioned in cell A5. On similar lines, for these comments, we can use the same formula to extract product, customer name, and customer address from the comments captured. Now, moving towards our 6th use case, which is data formatting. Given that we have few unformatted dates and text values, we should be able to format these inputs into a specified format. For doing this, we will use AI.format function. Moving to our Excel, the column B contains the input text or dates which are to be formatted as per specific or given format. Starting with the first input value, which is a date in the format YYY-MM. We wanted to format this date to DDMMYYY, and for this we will be using AI.format function. To apply AI.format function, double click the cell where you want the output to be populated, then enter equal to and enter AI.format, which is our function name, then pass the arguments. Our first argument is the input value which needs to be formatted, and our second argument is the format into which the input value has to be converted. So we wanted the date to be in DD-MM-YYYY format. After entering the format, press enter. So we can see that the input date has been formatted into DD-MM-YYYY. Similarly, we can apply this formula for the other input date values. Now we can see that initially in the input side, the dates were in different format, but after applying AI.format function, data having the date are following the same format. In addition to handling of dates, we can also format the text values. In our example, the customer name is Ram Kumar, where all the letters present in the name are in lowercase. But our requirement is to get the name in complete uppercase. We can achieve this by using AI.format function. The input will be the name of the customer and the format would be this prompt, which is convert to uppercase. On similar lines, we will convert the email of Mr. Ram Kumar into all lowercase. Again, the input will be the value which needs to be formatted, then mentioning the format in which you want the output to be. So again, earlier we wanted the name to be in uppercase. Now we want the email ID to be in lowercase. Hence, we are mentioning the requirement or the format which we are looking for. In this input, we can see that between Ram and Kumar there are two spaces, but we want only one space here. This can be done again by using the AI.format function. The input will be the value from which you want to remove the extra spaces, and the format will be the prompt which will tell us that we have to remove extra spaces from the given text. Pressing enter, we can see that the output is Ram space Kumar. So these are few examples in which we can see how AI.format helps in formatting the input date or text to a specific format mentioned by the user. Now moving to our seventh use case, which is formula generation. Here we would generate an Excel formula to count the number of unique brands and share the brand which has the highest inventory value for the given range. We can meet the requirement mentioned here by using AI.ask function and an appropriate prompt. Let us now move back to our Excel sheet. So to generate the required Excel formula, select the cell where you want the output to be populated, double click the cell, then enter equal to and the function name, which is AI.ask. Now we will pass the arguments. The first argument is the prompt, and the prompt which we have used is generate an Excel formula to count the number of unique brands and share the brand which has the highest inventory value for the given range. In this formula, we have also mentioned few conditions that will help AI.ask function to generate better results. So the conditions are: the formula should be compatible with MS 2019 version. We will not be using array function. We can use helper columns if required. The second argument is the range. In our case, it is the inventory product data range, which starts from cell A1 till cell I27. This is the output of the AI.ask function which we executed. It not only gives us the formula, it also let us know the approach behind the formula. So here it has considered to use helper columns. So we will have a helper column J where we will apply this formula. In the second step, after applying this formula in the helper column, we will apply the sum function to get the unique brand count in our data. Let us move to the inventory product data sheet and try to apply the formula. So we have a helper column J, and as suggested, we have copied this formula which we need to apply in the helper column and have pasted that formula here. So what does this formula do? In short, this formula is assigning one value to the first occurrence of the given brand. In case of Dairy India, for example, this occurrence is marked as 1, but the other occurrences of Dairy India are marked as 0. So it marks the first appearance as 1 and the remaining appearances as 0. For each brand, we will have one cell that will have the value as 1, and if there are more rows for that particular brand, those will be populated with 0. Now to get the unique brands, our next step would be to sum all the values present in the column J, which gives us an output of 8. Quickly we can verify this by clicking here. This will give us a list of unique brands. Here we can do a simple counting here to see if it matches with our output or not. So we can see that we have 8 unique brands. This matches with the output what we have received. On similar lines, the top brand with the highest inventory can be obtained using the index function shown here. Now moving to our 8th use case, which is prompt generation. Here we will try to generate a good prompt for searching a value in an Excel and returning its row and column coordinates. We can generate good prompts by using the AI.ask function. To apply the function, select the cell where you want the output to be populated, double click the cell, enter equal to, and then enter the function name, which is AI.ask. The first argument here is the prompt. So this prompt will be used to create a precise prompt. Argument prompt is create a good ready to use precise prompt for searching a given value in Excel and return the row and column coordinates of it. In Excel 2019, with no VBA solution, no array formula, and only show the prompt without any explanations or examples. And the range here will be the inventory product data range starting from cell B1 to cell I27. Now we are trying to create a good prompt by using the ask function. Press enter. And here we will see a prompt that we can use for solving our problem. The prompt here is: act as a Excel 2019 expert. Your task is to produce a ready to use non VBA, non array solution that, given a 2D data range with headers in the first row and search value in the cell target, return the coordinates of the first occurrence of target within the data and corresponding cell address. So it is clearly mentioning the constraints here. So constraints are: do not use VBA, do not use any array formulas, and use only standard worksheet functions. The data range is also captured in the prompt, which excludes the header part. The output result is the row number and the column number, and if the target value is not returned, then it will populate or return not found value. If we see here, we had initially written a very generic prompt, but when we asked to generate a good prompt using our prompt, it has actually created a very detailed prompt that can help the Excel in generating great insights. So, in this session, we have covered 8 use cases and have understood how to use Chatgpt functions such as AI.ask, AI.format, AI.extract, AI.choice, AI.translate. I hope this session was helpful. We will soon meet again in our next session. Just a disclaimer here: the results which are generated using the GPT models should be reviewed once to get better confidence. I would like to thank you all for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon for future notifications.